Good afternoon, I'm Sean Yao and this is One News Now. The Senate Committee on Electoral Reforms held a hearing today to assess this year's elections. Let's get some details from Greg Gregorio, who's reporting to us live from Pasay City. Hi Greg, good afternoon. First off, did the COMELEC provide an updated report on the defective vote counting machines from May 9?
Yes, Sean, in the recent hearing conducted by the Senate Committee on Electoral Reforms and People's Participation, the Commission on Elections reported a total of 1,310 defective VCMs and 618 defective SD cards, which needed replacement during the conduct of the 2022 national local elections. According to COMELEC Commissioner Ray Bulay, these numbers are lower as compared to the numbers recorded in the 2019 elections. Respectively, they have reported defective or 1,400 defective VCMs in 2019 polls, as well as 2,256 defective SD cards in 2019 elections. Sean?
All right, and what happens now to these defective and old VCMs? What is the COMELEC going to do about these machines?
Sean, of the more than 106,000 vote counting machines that we use in the recent elections, COMELEC Commissioner George Garcia said 97,000 of which are already old. And according to him, he will recommend to the COMELEC on bank for this number of vote counting machines to be retired or no longer be used by the COMELEC for the next elections. According to Garcia, Garcia suggests that it would be suggests the possibility of leasing machines rather than procurement, as to factor in the possibility of continuous improvement of technologies in the conduct of the elections. Sean?
All right, what about the missing certificates of canvasses or COCs? If we can recall, Greg, that the COMELEC launched an investigation into these. Any updates on that?
Yeah, Sean, following the memorandum issued by COMELEC Chairman Saidaman Pangarungan to the involved provincial election supervisor who headed the Provincial Board of Canvassers, which happened to be involved in the missing COCs, Pangarungan said these provincial election officers explained or have already explained, and among the reasons behind the missing COCs are exhaustion of these teachers or this election officers, as well as the mix-up of documents as they were preparing voluminous documents for the submission of a number of certificates of canvass for different board of canvassers from municipal to provincial level. Sean?
What about any updates on these reports that the COMELEC has received on vote buying? Do they have anything more definitive on how they plan to address this?
Sean, according to COMELEC Commissioner George Garcia, the Task Force Contra Bigay has already received 940 reports through their Facebook account and 171 reports through their email account. Apart from that, they have received 105 reports through the COMELEC Law Department. However, of these 105, only 12 have been verified so far or having verified complainants, and this will be given due process. And apart from that, with their partnership with the Integrated Bar of the Philippines, one report has been verified, as well as one report from the Anti-Money Laundering Council, which involves a large withdrawal of money. According to Garcia, all of these reports will be given due course, and others are still under procedures for them to know if there are enough or sufficient evidence to address the cases. Sean?
All right, on a completely different topic, are there any updates on Marcos Jr.'s inauguration plans?
Yeah, Sean, according to President-elect Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr.'s sister, who is Senator Amy Marcos, the family considers the Quirino Grandstand as a venue for the inauguration rites of President-elect Marcos Jr. But considering that this is a big venue that would require or that would be catering a large number of individuals, they would not want to cause a COVID-19 super spreader event. Thus, according to Senator Marcos, they also consider the Fort Santiago as a possible venue for the inauguration, as this might be smaller as compared to Quirino Grandstand, but still this is an open air venue that would be safer for a conduct of an outdoor event. Sean?
All right, thank you so much for all those updates, Greg Gregorio, reporting to us live from Pasay City. Thank you, Greg. In other news, the Foreign Affairs Department has received 25 requests for Filipinos wanting to be repatriated from Sri Lanka. DFA Undersecretary Sara Lu Ariola said the government's rapid response team will arrive in Sri Lanka on June 2 to facilitate the repatriation. Ariola also said that Pinoys there are mostly concerned about the higher prices of commodities and the massive protests that came on the back of the country's economic crisis. Around 490 Filipinos are currently staying in Sri Lanka, most of whom have Sri Lankan spouses.
Wala naman tayong nabalitaan na nadamay sa kaguluhan. Ano lang talaga, meron talagang nahihirapan talaga sila financially dahil doon sa inflation na nangyayari din sa bansa. Nag-reach out na rin yung iba sa embahada kasi last May 26, tawag na ang DFA sa mga kailangan na magpa-repatriate. So far, meron tayong around 25.
And Philippine Ambassador to the United States, Babes Romualdez, says President-elect Bongbong Marcos wants to instill some changes in the Visiting Forces Agreement, or VFA. Ambassador Romualdez told the chiefs that Marcos Jr. is seeking to continue the VFA, although he wants to, quote, redefine some areas related to the conduct of joint exercises, particularly those on training and equipment.
So all the plans for having the training exercises were completely suspended until it was reinstated, I think, last November of last year. So that is probably what by real definition would be to just simply see where we can improve or do something about the VFA in terms of our joint exercises and also in relation to the Mutual Defense Treaty.
And on the matter of appointments, Romualdez said that he will remain as U.S. ambassador to the U.S. amid rumors floating that he is being tapped to lead the Foreign Affairs Department. Romualdez says that the incoming president is still undecided on whom to appoint for the position.
I had a meeting with the president-elect the other week, and he indicated to me that he wanted me to continue hearing who he will pick as the Secretary of Foreign Affairs. I think it's really still probably inside his head, and he would probably reveal it sometime soon.
One News Now will be back with more stories after this short break. Keep it here. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. Incoming Finance Chief Ben Diokno is pushing through with imposing new taxes on digital transactions and streaming services. Mon Gualvez with the details.
For 25-year-old Rema, everything she needs at home, she now buys online. But her habit of adding to cart and clicking buy now may soon slow down. That's as the incoming government mulls taxing online transactions.
Parang ang bigat. Diba? Yung mga binibili lang din naman namin, ako, online, is yung maliliit lang din naman. Tapos kung lalagyan, papatungan mo pa siya ng tax. Lalaki siya lalo.
Streaming services might also be slapped with levies, a bummer for Liam, a 22-year-old Netflix subscriber.
150 a month, per month na yung binabayaran mo. Tapos hindi mo pa nasusulit kasi di ako naman everyday nagna-Netflix, and di ko naman buong araw kasi syempre may trabaho din.
According to incumbent Central Bank Governor Benjamin Diokno, he plans to push through with imposing taxes on digital transactions and streaming services once he sits as Finance Secretary. In a statement, Diokno said that it is the inherent characteristic of taxes to be fair to all and should encompass transactions of all modalities. Veteran banker Isidro Alcantara, the former president and CEO of the Philippine Bank of Communications, supports this, but he has concerns over implementation.
The problem is operationally, the payments are not caught because it's online transfers, etc.
There is a current bill languishing in the Senate pushing for a 12% value-added tax on digital service providers. The DOF estimates a 10 billion peso yearly revenue should the measure be passed. But groups like Kilusang Mayo Uno have been wary of expanding taxes to pay the country's mounting debt.
Di pa nga namin nakukuha yung dagdag na sweldo na matagal namin pinaglaban, kakarampot na nga, wala na, kinain na kagad nung bagong inflation rate. Tapos ngayon may panibago pang planong buwis.
The pandemic has forced the country to ramp up borrowing, pushing the debt pile to a record high as of March at 12.68 trillion pesos, an amount which government hopes to settle by imposing new taxes. For News 5, Mon Gualvez, we are One News.
Let's now take a quick look at today's other top stories. The Foreign Affairs Department has summoned a senior official from the Chinese embassy over alleged harassment in the West Philippine Sea. This is after the Asia Maritime Transparency Initiative flagged 3 separate incidents of Chinese Coast Guard vessels trailing Taiwanese research vessels with Filipino scientists on board. The Health Department reports a 94% increase in the number of dengue cases since the end of March compared to last year. According to the agency, most of these dengue cases were reported in Zamboanga, Central Visayas, and Central Luzon. And the Manila Bay Dolomite Beach is set to reopen on June 12, coinciding with the Independence Day celebration. The Environment Department says only up to 3,500 visitors will be allowed to enter at any given time to ensure compliance with COVID-19 protocols. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News Live anytime, anywhere. Masks on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I am Sean Yao. We are One News.